Heaven, show me the way when I'm lost and confused. Heaven, lead the way when I'm reaching for you. Will you meet me halfway? Heaven, guide me. Heaven, show me the way. Heaven, guide me. Heaven, show me the way. Good morning, everyone. We're going to start our service by singing Holy, Holy, Holy. You'll find it in your bulletins. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are home. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are home. Spirit divine, come to me, feeling love, healing me. Open my heart, allow me to see beauty and love lives in me. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are whole. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am whole. Spirit divine, come to me, feeling love, healing me. Open my heart, allow me to see beauty and love lives in me. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are whole.
We are holy. We are whole. In the beginning was the one presence of the undivided and unmanifest, pure spirit of life, light, and love. In its generosity, It shared itself, its consciousness, and its love in the visible form of creation. We acknowledge this presence within us and as us. The creative energy of the divine feminine and masculine expressing in all of our giftedness and creativity. We acknowledge this in our companion, Mother Earth, and in all sentient beings. This universal presence in everything we call the Christ. We light this candle as a visible reminder of the Christ presence, expressing in, as, and through us in this present now moment. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you all here this morning on this long weekend. Today, our service is a little different, and we're calling it a contemplative service. And as a contemplative service, this morning we'll be spending a little more time in quiet, a little gentler pace and tone, as we use this time to spend more time in an inward posture today. So things are going to look and feel somewhat the same and a little different. And so we're just going to go with it, and I invite you to come along with us on this ride. Frank, did you want to say anything else about today?
Well, I'm going to give just a few announcements to start so we can get that out of the way. We won't do them later. The first one is, the spiritual conversations. If you want to meet tomorrow, let's do that. 10:30, as always, everyone is invited to spiritual conversations. And we meet here. I would suggest you don't, if you come here via James Street, I would suggest don't do that. It looks like they're paving the road all next week. You can see the bulletin for the rest of the announcements. Our chaplain today is Dyann. And for those of you who have never been in, you can come visit in the Love Spoken Here room. It's actually our room where our chaplains meet. And right after service, if you'd like a moment of private, personal prayer with our chaplain, please take advantage of that opportunity. Also, right after service, the food won't be back here because we're going to do a ritual, and we're just going to leave that present in this room. But there is food in the chapel next door. So after service, we'll be able to go that direction when we leave. Oh, and the talk today is called Let's Bring the Heat, which we'll see.
And our music ministry today is Kathy and Debra. So grateful to have you today. Thank you. All right. I'm going to read our statement of belonging. As a joyful, evolving, and spiritually conscious community, Unity of Bellingham celebrates the uniqueness of everyone, recognizing and welcoming each person as a beautiful expression of the One. Being inclusive and non-discriminatory, we acknowledge the divine presence in all life and honor their positive presence, blessing, and contribution in the world. Is there anybody here joining us for the first time this morning? Or are we all familiar friends here? I think we've all been here. Okay. All right. Now we're going to pause to spend a few minutes reading our 5 principles, which are written in your program, if you'd like to reference that there. And we're going to take a little moment, a little breath in between each one to allow it to sink in. God is good and present in all things. The holiness of God is my own true nature. I am creating my experiences by how I think, feel, and believe. My thinking is guided by my daily affirmative prayers and affirmative actions. I follow and am sustained by these values in every way, every day, and so it is. And as we prepare for our time of reflection and meditation, I invite you to hold these words of this meditation hymn.
Come into the silence, rest for a while, release all the cares of your day. Come into the silence, quiet your mind. Spirit has something to say. If you will trust the Lord to guide you, trust the Lord beside you, be not afraid to let go. Spirit will befriend you, Spirit is within you, Spirit is love, you know. Come into the silence, rest for a while, release all the cares of your day. Come into the silence, quiet your mind. Spirit has something to say.
Spirit has something to say. Let's spend a few moments now going into the silence, going to that sweet spot of our soul. I invite you to find a comfortable place in your chair. Closing your eyes if you feel comfortable, and your feet grounded on the floor below you. I'm going to spend a few moments dipping our fingers into the river of your unique experience, noticing what it is to be you right now. What is it to be you right now? Taking a breath in, I invite you to tighten your muscles, and then slowly, gently, on your out breath, releasing any tension in that tightness. Let's do this a few times. Breathing in, tightening, breathing out, releasing. Just a few times, noticing where there might be some tension being held, focusing especially on breathing out in that area. And in this relaxed state, find a comfortable rhythm with gentle breath. And if it helps, you can say in and out, in and out. Calm, ease, calm, ease. Deep, slow. Deep, slow. If your attention wanders, simply notice that without judgment and draw your attention back to the breath. What is it like to be you right now? From this place of inner quiet, I'm going to read to you a blessing, and it's called Blessing for a Broken Vessel by Dyann Richardson. Do not hold despair. You hold the memory of what it is to be whole. It lives deep in your bones. It abides in your heart that has been torn and mended 100 times. It persists in your lungs that know the mystery of what it means to be full, to be empty, and to be full again. I'm not asking you to give up your grip on the shards of your clasp so close to you. But wonder, what would it be like for those jagged edges to meet each other in some new pattern that you have never imagined, that you have never dared to dream? Wonder, what would it be like for those jagged, shard edges to meet each other in some new pattern that you have never imagined, that you have never dared to dream.
When I'm quiet and pray, I open my heart. I open my heart. When I'm quiet and pray, I open my heart. Hallelujah. When I'm quiet and pray, I let go of fear. I let go of fear. When I'm quiet in prayer, I let go of fear. Hallelujah. When I'm quiet in prayer, I see only love. I see only love. When I'm quiet in prayer, I see only love. Hallelujah.
Thanks, you guys. So this morning, I have three things for you. The first one is I want to muse just a little bit about the nature of who we are. No small task. And then I want to share a story with you that our way shower Jesus shared, one of the parables. As far as we know, there's about 36 parables. Some of the stories Jesus told, you could wonder if they're parables or not. You might even wonder if his life was a parable. And then the third thing is we're going to have a ritual that everybody is going to be invited to join in. So the first piece is, in a lot of this, for those of you who were in our recent class, Mary O'Malley's class, what's in the way is the way. You'll recognize some of this. But you'll probably recognize it as part of the spiritual journey. It's just good to, I know it's good for me to remind myself of certain of these key principles that are at play and at work in my life, in our lives. And you can imagine that this idea that we call spirit. And sometimes I think that as a human being, we say, oh, your spirit. But to me, I never really say your spirit. There's just spirit. And there's a sense that each of us can align ourselves. You see how I'm kind of pointing up. It's not really up, but just for effect. Spirit. And there's an interesting concept I love that Jesus used quite often. He talked about the reign of God or the reign of heaven. And our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, talks about this idea of the reign of heaven as a place of where we see all the potentiality of who we could possibly be, all the potentiality of who we as a community can be, as we as the earth, as the manifestation of the good, of the beautiful, of the allness, the wholeness can be. This is spirit. And so there's a sense that we want to align ourselves with spirit. But another concept I like is this sense that we each of us show up as souled. Like there's that of us which is soul. Sometimes I think of soul as being right in our feet. Maybe you don't really think of soul as feet, but it's like the groundedness, like this. You call me Frank. Is that my real name? But just use that. Frank is showing up and has soul. And here it is in the fullness of all that I am and all that you are, grounded and showing up is right here, so firm. And so between this, here I showed up to be this gift, as we all are, this gift, this expression of spirit. And in this spirit, one spirit that expresses as me, soul, as you, each of you, even as a community, this oneness, right here in the middle, here's the play of ourselves. Here's our play in the world. Here's our play in consciousness. And oh, how wonderful it is when all three of these, soul, self, and spirit, align and are just like on fire. There it is. Bring the heat, man. Bring the heat. When we bring the heat is when it's all aligned. You know, that aspirational calling, the fullness of all the potentiality of who we are and who I am meets me. And it happens in this world. And in this world that we play, when we're aligned, all of a sudden things like judgment, even things like an absolute kind of right and wrong, an absolute good and bad, an absolute of like, well, that's the part of me that's good, and that's the part of me, well, you don't want to know about that. That's there is no, in this way of thinking about our reality, what's good of us? What's bad of us? What's us is us. The gift is showing up and seeing the all of us, because in that spiritual realm, in that truth of spirit that comes through us, there's just wholeness, just oneness, just completeness, just unitive. It's unitive consciousness. But on this plane in the world, we like to split it up. Oh, those people. Or me. You know, I don't want to talk about that part of me. You know, it gets into places of deep-seated guilts and shames and hiddenness and brokenness. And then Dyann reads this poem about, well, what? I'm not asking you to put those shards, that broken shards down. Asking you actually to hold them. And what if in some way you took those broken shards of our lives and found a new way to put them together, to make something new and creative that has never been before? Not despite the brokenness, because of it. Because of the realities of our life that we own, the fullness and the allness of it. And this is important to this story. You know, this whole sense sometimes I see where we think in terms of, oh, those people are doomed. We're going to separate people into good and bad. And I sort of bristle at that. I said, no, this cannot be the way of a unitive consciousness, of a God of wholeness and oneness, that somehow people are separate or people are doomed or there's somehow the good, and we're gonna hierarchy ourselves into different tiers, as opposed to seeing the beauty and the wholeness of all of us, not despite our brokenness, but because of it. Because of even the stuff that we feel, ooh, I don't know about that part. Here's the good part of me. This is the heaven part. That's the, What if it's all to be looked at, all to be discovered, all to be the grist of our transformation? What if we looked at what was in the way and said, oh, actually, that is the way. That's the stuff of our growth. Yeah. To my sense, this master teacher, Jesus, when he told so many of these parables, I never anymore, I don't feel like I ever want to read them as somehow making some judgment, ego judgment that separates people. I don't see it through that lens, but rather, how is this story inviting people into unity and wholeness and oneness, completeness? How do these stories take the broken shards and say, let's take a look at those and find a new way to put the broken shards back together, to make a new creative reality that's more beautiful than anything we could have imagined in the first place, transformative in that way. So Jesus said, the realm of heaven, remember, heaven, wholeness, fullness. Charles Fillmore says the realm of heaven is the realm of harmony, connections. See the connections. So Jesus says the realm of heaven is like 10 young women who are invited to a wedding feast. And they go out to meet the bride, the groom. Now, 5 of them were wise, and they brought extra oil for their lamp. But the other 5, not so much, and they decided to just go with their lamps and didn't bother bringing any extra oil. Well, the day got on, and it got late, and they all fell asleep. And then the groom showed up, and they jumped up, and they ran to meet the groom. Well, the 5 wise ones had enough oil, extra oil, that they topped off their lamps and trimmed the lamps, and they were all aglow. And the other 5 didn't have enough oil. So they asked the first 5, hey, give us some of your oil. And they said, well, we just have enough for our lamps. Go to the store and buy some more. So they left. And then the groom shows up and goes, time for the party. Come on in. And the ones with the lamps that were lit go into the wedding feast. And then the door is shut. Later, the other 5 finally got some extra oil and showed up. And they knocked on the door. They said, we're here. We've got our lights lit. And the groom said, who are you? Good story, huh? Now, our ego consciousness wants to make that separating the good and bad. But what or the wise and the foolish, like it's separating different people. But I want to suggest that all of these characters, all these young women, all these energies, don't feel into the energy of the story, that all of these energies are us. They're components of us. And there's that of us that's got the oil. Man, it's got the batteries. It's got the lithium ion. It is recharged. It's solar powered. It's oiled up. I don't have any oil lamp. I would have brought one. Everything I got's rechargeable now. Same idea. And if you grab one of those lamps that's got the fire and you try to touch it, you ever touch one of those? Yeah, they're hot. And what I hear in this story is this realm of heaven, this realm where we can connect into harmony and align ourselves into that harmony with our soul and our being, is look into our lives. Look at our lives right now today, and I ask you a question. If we want to live into this harmony, this harmonious place, this heavenly realm, this place of transformation, expansive, and joy, then what we need to bring is what's hot. What's lighting your lamp right now? What's hot? What's happening? What's on your mind? And I want to suggest, as we move into this ritual, that we might want to especially look at what's hot, what's on your mind, what lamp is lit. And maybe it's something that you don't maybe necessarily want to talk about as much. Maybe it's something that you feel like, really, I'm doing that again? Really, I did that? I thought that? I said that? I'm acting that way? I'm doing this? By the way, part of this ritual is I'm going to ask you to come light a candle for what's hot in your life. And you don't have to say it out loud. So be as honest as you want. Because the thing about being honest about what's hot, this is the beauty of this parable. You want to enter the realm of the divine, the realm of heaven, bring what's hot. Name it. Own it. There's a part of us, Mary O'Malley in her book calls it the controller, that wants to go, no, I got it fixed. I'll make sure that whatever that is, you won't see it. Whatever it is, I won't see it. How do I not see the stuff that's hot in my life, especially the stuff that I'm a little concerned about, maybe isn't working out? How do I do that? TV, internet, YouTube, reading books, going out, alcohol. You got some more? Oh, we can distract, and we can control, and we can cover what we don't want to look at. The realm of heaven, Jesus saying, says, look at it. Look at it. Bring the heat. It's almost paradoxical. If we want to go forward and enjoy this transformation of the spiritual realm, we got to tell this controlling voice that doesn't want to look at it, wants to distract, yeah, enough of you, we're going to get honest about what's alive so we can see it and get curious about it and transform it. And transform it. And no transformation if we're in denial, if we're controlling and we're not looking at it. So when we get to this ritual, part one is we're going to have people come up. And you don't have to say it, but shoot, I'll say something. I was looking the other day, it's like a conversation I had, and I said something to someone, and only later I went, no, I didn't say that. Please tell me I didn't say that. And I did, again. And you know, I can go, la, 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 I'll just forget it, it's all cool. But if I own it, I go, what is it that I'm bringing? What is going on? You know, and you can say, I could light a candle and go, well, I'm saying something that, you know, that I'm insensitive to. But I really think there's this piece of me when I'm thinking of the energy is the voice says, man, Frank, you're just not good enough. You just can't do it right. You know, there's that voice that gets in there around this thing is, God, when will you get it right? Just not good enough. You know that one? Well, you don't have to say it out loud, but since I'm the minister, I get to say it. As my example. So I would come up and light a candle to say, here it is again, that voice. You know, those wounds that we have as human beings, they're deep. I'm saying it again, I did it again, what is my deal? I'm just not good enough. And recognizing where the heat is in our lives, then we can transform it. So the 5 young women go to the wedding feast. They're invited into this feast because first they brought the heat. They knew where their light was. They owned it. There's another part of the story too, and you're invited to do one or the other or both when you come up, is that and it can be related to what you liked as well. But there's the five young women who don't have the oil. They don't have the heat. They don't go to the feast. Why? Because we're done with that. We're done with that. It's over. I'm letting it go. And if something that's on my mind is that, then for example, you might say, if you load it like that candle, it's like, I just can't get it right. Maybe something you're letting go of is like, yeah, I don't do that so well. It's okay. I don't do that so well. There's no energy there for me anymore. I'm going to let that go. I'm done. The other part of us is like the 5 young women who don't get in the feast because there's just no juice there. Let's let that part go. No energy, nothing to transform me, nothing there anymore. You're all thinking about your stuff. So just take one of these glass little hearts, drop it in the water. Done. No juice there. Let that go. Yeah. So again, we're going to start a ritual. And it's just the wedding feast. We go to the feast, the realm of heaven, the realm of eternal possibilities, the realm of transformation, the realm of when we're in this beautiful state of harmony is when we bring the heat. When we light the candle, what we got oil for, what we got energy for. And also, what it's like, why do I keep rehashing that in my mind? That is done. I'm done with that. And we put a piece of glass in and drop it in the water. So now what we're going to do is Jay Scott's going to start some music. And what I want to ask is someone can come on this side and someone can come on this side, and you don't have to say anything out loud. You know what it is. And as someone leaves, someone else can come back up, and we'll just take our time. There's no rush. This is what we're doing today. Where do you want to bring the heat? It's the pathway in. Whatever that is fine. Whatever. Judgmental, let it go. What's alive is alive. What needs to be looked at needs to be looked at. What can be transformed is transformed. What is true to our nature is just, hey, welcome humans. And this stuff that we bring the heat to, by seeing it, we invite it to be transformed. The broken shards that can be put back together. We got to look at what they are first. So where are we going to bring the heat? What is it we're done with and want to let go? And Jay Scott, you can play the music now. And as you just one person on either side. bring the heat. The world is transformed. Let's just sit in the energy of this light, of this heat, this transformational power, this authenticity, this fullness of our humanity, the grace for our transformation. When we release control of trying to manipulate all that stuff that's true to our life and just allow it to be seen, to be looked at, to be felt, to be honest about it. That's when the transformation starts to happen. And we'll sit in this energy for just another moment in the silence.
Well, I invite you to take another look at our offering today, this offering that we've created here. Yeah, it's an offering of one form or another. And as it's now time to return to this room and this rest of this service, it is time for our other offering. So I invite Helga and Aaron, thank you so much. Okay. As we prepare for the time, of our offering, I'm missing a page up here, so I'm winging it. As you prepare your offering, let's take these to our hearts, knowing that abundance is always with us, always manifesting in our lives. And let's say together our offering blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. So it is.
We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are whole. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are whole. Spirit divine, come to me, feeling love, healing me. Open my heart, allow me to see beauty and love lives in me. We are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are whole. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy. lives in me. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are whole.
And so we bless these gifts with so much gratitude in our hearts. For generosity, yes, but also for the sense of being in the flow of our wholeness, of our connection, of our completeness, and of our giftedness. Shall we bless these gifts with gratitude, and they go forward for the ministry of Unity of Bellingham, for unity worldwide, for peace on our planet. And so it is. I wonder if you all can join me now as we say the prayer of protection. Get your hand. You ready? The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is.
So as we close our service today, I leave you with this wondering. I wonder what it would be like for those jagged, charred edges to meet each other in some new pattern that you have never imagined, that you have never dared to dream. Have a blessed week.